Hi everyone, Wendy and Les here.
So it's the third last day of May, I think, today, and we haven't been doing much in the way of videos. Just been enjoying the beautiful springtime and helping people to find homes here in St. John. But we're going to talk about a couple of things today. Right now you're looking out at the Bay of Fundy, which is right very close to where we live. This is our neighborhood. And so we had some people over recently, and we were talking about the fact that we've now been in St. John for 5 years living here.
Woo-hoo.
And we fielded a few questions about what is it that we like the most and what are we most disappointed by about living in St. John after 5 years. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about the real estate market here and what's been going on locally. Just to keep you informed if you're thinking of moving to this area as we did.
Yeah.
So leaving this street, this oceanfront, that was the Shoreline Trail there, which walks along the shoreline to connect at least 3, maybe 4 different beaches, ocean beaches. So we are West St. Johners, and we believe that the west side is the best side, as the saying goes. But if you stick with us to the end of this video, we are hoping to end up in a beautiful park on the east side of the city. We don't pay as much attention to the east side as maybe we should, so we're going to head out there that way as this video progresses. So after 5 years of living here, I can't think of anything to complain about, really, but we were asked the question. So, Wendy, what are your biggest pluses and minuses after 5 years of living in St. John?
Well, it's hard because when you first come here, you really notice what a difference is as far as like lifestyles are concerned. But now that we've been here for 5 years, I tend to take things for granted, and I try not to, but I do sometimes. But the number one thing for me is probably just the freedom to live my life on my terms. We came from the Vancouver area, and it was a very fast lifestyle that we lived there. We had a mortgage, we had bills, we worked to or lived to work sort of thing. But since we've been here, we've kind of taken it easy, and it's been lovely. So I would say that would probably be the best aspect of our move out here and the 5 years that we've been here.
Just want to point out, this is the street we live on, beautiful tree-lined street. And one of the reasons why we love the west side is we're near the ocean, and we have this beautiful natural surroundings. What about your biggest disappointment?
My biggest disappointment? Let me think about that. My biggest disappointment, I think, well, as you all know, I also manage our Facebook group, which is We Love St. John on Facebook. So come and join us if you want more information about St. John there. But I think my biggest disappointment is there's a very few bunch of people that don't really see St. John the way we see St. John. I guess there's a very vocal minority here in St. John who are really down on the city. So I think that's probably the most disappointing thing. And I always comment on those posts, whether it's in our group or somebody else's group. I always post and remind them what it's like in the rest of Canada. So that's probably...
It's funny, Wendy and I didn't talk about this ahead of time because we never plan our videos really, but...
He never tells me what he's talking about.
But for me, my biggest plus is similar to what Wendy said, is quality of life. I find that here we have better weather. I mean, look at this beautiful spring day. Yes. We have...
It's cooler though than the rest of Canada here.
Well, the last 2 days were around 25 degrees, and yesterday we set records for the area. So it was cooler before, but it was still sunny and beautiful. And we have not had any fog. People complain about the fog. We're kind of disappointed. We love the fog, and we were hoping for a little bit more, but we haven't had any. So quality of life to me is the best thing about living here. It's We sold a small condo and bought a small house, and still had tons of money left over from it because the cost of homes is cheaper here. And we have friendlier people. We have what we consider better weather. We have less traffic, less crime. Just a wonderful lifestyle for us. And my biggest disappointment is that we have to use this channel to defend the city. And there are a small group of people that like to trash the city or say it's too industrial or it's this and that, it's polluted. It's not any of those things. It's a beautiful, beautiful city, one of the nicest cities in the country that I've ever been to.
As we come up across some industry here.
Yeah, industry sustains the city, but
yes,
it doesn't affect our lives. And
there's industry in every city.
Yeah, if you're in a city in Canada that's not just completely based around tourism, then you're going to have industry or the city's going to die. So anyway, that would be my biggest disappointment. But and then the only other small thing which I've mentioned to a couple of people is that because it's not a huge city here, you can't just Google anything that you want and find it. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of digging, talking to people to if you need a contract or a service of some sort. Not everything is on. Not everybody has a website here, but that's very, very minor. So we're crossing over the bridge, which is taking us across the harbor, the St. John River, where the harbor meets the river. And this is the Reversing Falls area. Absolutely beautiful. Wendy's going to show you some views of the city there in the background, the uptown core, which has the new cranes to show the expansion of our port here. St. John's absolutely booming. Now that will lead us to the second topic of conversation for this video, which is about real estate prices and pricing and that sort of thing, which is a bit of a frustration for a lot of our viewers, our clients, and for ourselves, because we have to deal with this all the time. But people keep asking us about the prices of homes here. So prices have gone up substantially in the 5 years that we've lived here because there is huge demand to move into this province and this city. And there's no wonder why, because it's just a beautiful city to live in. But as realtors now for going on a couple of years, we have to deal with a question that comes up almost every single day, and that is the price I see for a home the price I'm actually going to pay for the home? And unfortunately, in most cases, it is not. I don't know about you guys, but if I remember reading over a year or two ago all these articles in the newspapers about these poor saps that offered on 27 different homes in southern Ontario and didn't get any one of them because they were outbid on everything. Well, the fact of the matter is those poor saps never had a chance, because although that home was listed in their budget, the selling price was never going to be in their budget. Selling prices for homes now listing prices is just simply a strategy. It has nothing to do with the value of the home. And we don't like that strategy. We try not to use it when we list homes because we don't think there's any benefit to it. But unfortunately, realtors are not real innovators. So when something's been big in some other area, it tends to catch on everywhere. And since our market here never slowed down over this last year, that kind of methodology of pricing homes way under what they're actually valued at has just continued on unabated. So when you have a budget for a home, if you're looking to move to this area and you see a home that's listed for sale for $300,000 as an example, is probably not going to sell for $300,000. And those people who were outbid on 27 different properties in southern Ontario, they should have looked for homes that were priced below what their budget was. And that's the way it was in Ontario, in BC. It made its way out here. It may have even originated in Australia. I'm not sure. But it is unfortunate. That's something that we have to deal with every day. So we can help you through all of that if you are interested in moving here. But it is a source of frustration. We do understand that frustration because it's hard to know what you can really afford. Look at that beautiful city.
I know, isn't it gorgeous?
So the fact of the matter is that pricing here is a strategy. They want to use it to get as much action, as much attention to a property as they can get, and then in the hopes that will create a buying frenzy. People use the term bidding wars. It's not really accurate, because you just make one bid and it's no war. You don't know what anybody else is bidding on a home.
Can I just interrupt you real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's our office right there, Royal LePage Atlantic. We're both licensed realtors with Royal LePage Atlantic, so I just wanted to point that out.
So it's a tricky situation anyway, and we try to deal with it the best we can. We don't try to sugarcoat anything to our clients. We know that prices have gone up. It's the city of St. John and the surrounding area is still, according to most statistics, the most affordable area in Canada to live and buy a home. But prices are still challenging. Nobody wants to sell their home here, it seems like.
There sure is a lack of inventory.
Yeah, because people there's a lot of different theories, but generally speaking, for people here, there's not really anywhere for them to go, because this is such an affordable region. There's not a lot of point in selling a home unless your family is moved away, or you're retiring and wanting to move into a smaller home,
Or you have work elsewhere.
But most people are getting work here now, and there's tons of work available. So we have a lot of people transferring into St. John, whereas in the past it was a lot of people moving out of St. John. So that's kind of this is based on feedback we had from some of our videos that we did where we showed the prices that homes actually sold for. You'll see realtors that will post ads of listings and what a great price it is. We find it's more useful to our viewers to show homes that are sold, because that way we can tell you what the price was listed at and what the price was sold at. And we have had a lot of feedback saying that that's valuable information. So we're going to do a little bit more of those kind of videos in the future. I do want to point out, Wendy and I are not YouTubers. We have a YouTube channel that was solely designed to try and help people. So there's, a question we get asked everywhere we go: when are you going to post another video? We were asked that even on a tennis court when we were enjoying a little spring afternoon.
There was two couples that were playing there from, I believe, Ukraine.
We think they were from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
But they introduced themselves. They mentioned our channel, and they said,
screamed, "We love St. John!" It was awesome.
And then said, "When are you going to do another video?" And we get that from people all the time. And we will do a video when there's something new or something that there is to talk about, but we don't make videos just for the sake of making videos. So today, it's this beautiful spring day. We wanted to show you some of the greenery, some of the sights around the city, and just how beautiful this place is in the springtime. And we wanted to talk a little bit about the real estate situation, but we don't want to harp on it too much. Just keep in mind that if you have any questions about moving here and about purchasing homes here, you can reach out to us. People do it all the time through our YouTube channel, comment section, through our Facebook group that Wendy mentioned earlier, which, by the way, has over 3,000 members.
3,500.
3,500 members.
Yeah.
So this Facebook group, which is called We Love St. John, was started as an idea to give an outlet for people moving in. Primarily, it was initially from other countries that were maybe going to college or university here, and a chance for them to get to know other people in similar situations. When we created that Facebook group, we figured maybe we'd end up with 40 or 50 people on it. And now here it is. It's got 30,500 members.
Yes.
Wendy administers that Facebook group entirely by herself, with no benefit to us whatsoever other than satisfaction, because we don't accept any advertising. In fact, if people try to advertise,
they get booted out.
And Wendy gives them the boot, because that's not what it's for. It's about networking and just
asking questions. for newcomers that come into town, we get a lot of questions there about, professionals available if somebody needs something done, or lots of people asking questions about the area and places to see and stuff like that. Just very random questions about the area.
Yeah, so we haven't mentioned that group too much lately because people seem to be finding it on their own.
Yes.
Look at this beautiful park down here.
We love this park. We take our dog here once in a while.
So this is the east side of St. John that we're on now. And like I said, we don't always give it the attention that's due. We talk about the commercial part of the east side, which is where all of your major shopping is. Our big shopping mall, McAllister Place. We have our Costco and the Walmart Supercenter. All the box stores are on the east side. So we have shown them, but we want to show a park. And we're going up to a place called the Little River Reservoir, which is known locally as the Res.
Yes, it's beautiful there.
And we were showing a home to somebody a week or so ago in that area, and we stopped in at the park, and I just thought, wow, this place is really nice. And so we're going to head up there, and if you stick with us, you'll get to see this park.
Yes. So I have a question for you, since we've been here for 5 years now. It's been an amazing 5 years for me personally, but I was just wondering, Les, do you have any regrets?
No. Sometimes I can't believe that we're actually living here. I think the only regret I would have is what you mentioned, that sometimes we take it for granted. Like when we first arrived here, and maybe for the first year, we were awestruck by everything that we saw and by the friendliness of the people and everything. It was just like being a kid in a candy store here, as for a lifestyle that I'd always dreamed of but never really thought possible within this country. And so after 5 years, there have been times where we've taken it for granted, and sometimes you just gotta get up and go down to the beach and think about, like, where do you get this kind of stuff? Look at all this greenery ahead of us here.
Yeah.
Now luckily for us, we do fly home back to BC every once or twice a year, and that's usually a pretty sharp wake-up call for us.
Yes.
Because the move here has just been astoundingly positive for us. So yeah, I mean, the only regret I have is that I like you sometimes take it for granted what we have, and sometimes it takes doing a video or going home back to BC for a visit to have a bit of a wake-up call for just how good things are. We've just been out every day over the last few weeks. We work, and then we enjoy the spring. We go for walks, we play tennis on these beautiful public courts. And it can be easy that when that becomes part of your routine to take it for granted a little bit, and we don't ever want to do that.
Yes.
What about yourself? Do you have regrets?
No regrets about moving here. No, not at all. I do have, moving from BC and coming here, I don't touch. I'm not in touch with my friends out in BC as often as I wish. I lost touch with a few people. So I guess, I guess that happens when you move away. We've made some amazing friends here, some of them through our channel, and some of them that we've just met here and there. So we have a really cool network of people in our life right now. So that is amazing. But every so often, I do feel a little regret that I haven't been in touch as often with my friends from BC, so I just go on a texting frenzy once in a while just to keep in touch with everybody. But other than that, life here has been really good. St. John has been very kind to us. The people here have been very kind. When we got into real estate for the good of this channel, lots of people were asking us questions about real estate before we became licensed, and even that's been very good to us. The city has been very kind to us, so no regrets in that regard whatsoever.
People have embraced us here, both people that are from out of province that have used our channel for information to move into the province, and from local people who have appreciated our positive viewpoints on the city when, as we mentioned earlier, sometimes all you hear is negativity. So yeah, I get that. Overall, I think people are overrated. I'm happy to leave people behind, but but to each their own. Nice. So this is Loch Lomond Road, which is a major thoroughfare that connects uptown, or basically uptown, all the way out to the St. John Airport, and then keeps going beyond there towards the beautiful touristy town of St. Martin's. And I just want to mention one of the things that people do question us about is the ability, because St. John's not a huge city, the ability to travel. And there is no issue with traveling. There are 3 airports within an hour and a half of here. We have our St. John Airport, Fredericton and Moncton both have airports. And you can get to anywhere with an easy connection in either Toronto or Montreal, or you can drive an extra couple hours to Halifax and get direct flights into Europe and into the US as well.
Yeah, I was looking just to fly to Toronto to help a friend stage her house. She was putting it up for sale over the weekend. And I looked at flights I could get out on the Saturday, and it was still relatively cheap through one of the I can't remember, bargain airline, sorry. And I could get out for $90 on the Saturday, but it wasn't bringing me back until Tuesday, so I needed to be back by Sunday, so I couldn't get out there. But well, I could have gotten back, but it would have cost me a lot of money. But those, nice little lake here. This is the lakeside community as well. It's really cool.
Lakewood Heights.
Yeah. And this is the Little River Reservoir.
So we're just going to get out of the car and do just a quick little walk around, because we want to show you this park. And
straight ahead is a dog park.
There are people that think our videos are too long, and we're doing this for them. So this is an east side park. It has a little bit of everything. We have a gated, fenced dog park, but we're going to go to the left. So there's a long trail that goes all the way around this lake here. I think it's about 3 kilometers long. Has lots of things to see, waterfalls and offshoots where you can do some hiking. And it's a nice, easy gravel path for the most part. And then we have our lake in the front, which has a beach area. And in the summertime, we'll have, I believe, lifeguard on duty. So a great area to bring your family members, your kids. And we just want to, if you look to, if Wendy pans to our left, we'll see that we have absolutely plenty of parking for anybody. We have lots of green grassy areas, nice sandy beach. Oh, there's somebody swimming in the lake today.
That's awesome.
And then we have a kids play area on the left, but just a fantastic place. And we've had people every now and then that question us about whether there's any green space in the city. I'm not sure where that question originates from, because the city is just loaded with green space. And this is just one example. We have a nice sort of hilly terrain around here. And you see all the beautiful trees that are all now in bloom. And we're setting the stage for a wonderful summer coming up, which we're going to enjoy.
Yes.
I'm not brave enough to jump in that water. I think it'd be a little bit cold, but just to look at one of the really nice east side parks. The Res, great place to walk your dog, bring your kids, go for a swim. And just another reason why
we love St. John.